Well, here's something new. In the past 24 hours, many on the left have stepped up demands that companies like Facebook, Google, and Twitter, the companies through which almost all of your news flows, censor so-called fake news. That is, stories that some believe helped Donald Trump defeat Hillary Clinton. Such politically counterproductive writings should not be allowed, they argue, a point that the Chinese authorities have been making for many years. President Obama weighed in on the controversy today during a trip abroad to Germany, clearly siding with the censors. Watch this.
If we are not serious about facts and what's true and what's not, and particularly in an age of social media where so many people are getting their information in sound bites and snippets off their phones, if we can't discriminate between serious arguments and propaganda, then we have problems.
That's right. The politician-in-chief lecturing us about propaganda. So should the government and media giants begin clamping down on information they think might hurt the Democratic cause? Here now is Jessica Tarlov, a Democratic strategist, and Kristin Tate, a contributor at The Hill, and it is great to see you both. Ms. Tarlov, I will start with you.
Shocking.
So one person's fake news is another person's news. And the idea that these media giants, who really have more control over the information we receive than anybody's ever had in history, way more than William Randolph Hearst ever had, are going to start deleting things because they think they're, quote, fake, should scare all of us, shouldn't it?
Well, I think that censorship is obviously something that we need to take incredibly seriously, especially as we, welcome
By take seriously,
Donald
mean we should be against it, just period, right?
Well, yes, I do believe that, but I do think that we do need to make a concerted effort to make sure that we are getting good, real news. I mean, this is...
Who's we in that?
The American populace, the world populace, even those in China deserve good news that's accurate. And I think what President Obama is talking about, I mean, first of all, he's frustrated, right? And he's been frustrated throughout the campaign because he's felt like it's been a factless, vortex that Donald Trump has created where he said things off the cuff and gotten away with it, whereas Hillary Clinton has kind of gotten slammed for all of this. And we've debated this over and over again, and she lost and he won, and I get that. But when you have people like, I believe his name is Pete Horner, this guy who's now bragging about all the fake news that he put out through the election cycle, like he's responsible for that story that there were protesters paid $3,500 to go to Trump rallies. And he said it's completely fake. If you look at the link, it's abcnews.co, not .com. And Kellyanne Conway retweeted it.
That's
Corey
right.
Lewandowski did. And if people aren't being smart about the news that they're consuming, I do think we have a problem.
I guess there are two tracks here, Kristin. One is the idea that people didn't vote for Hillary because they just didn't know enough, because they're dumb. And that's the implication of what the left is saying. And the president just said. But the idea that Facebook or Google or Twitter could remove things without our knowledge, shouldn't that get us up in arms?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm a libertarian, and I think we need to let the market decide what is worthwhile and what is not. The actual fake news sites, they will lose credibility and eventually their audience.
When will Alex Jones lose credibility?
Well,
I mean, when is
there's an audience. There's an audience for Alex Jones. Look, we need to let everything get posted. Otherwise, it's going to be up to Facebook or some other institution, or worse, the government, to decide what fake news is. The problem, Tucker, is that it's a very slippery slope to define fake news. For example, is a climate change denier promoting fake news? We got to let the people decide. Markets work. This kind of governing and sort of censorship does not work, and we've got to trust the people. The people are intelligent, and markets work.
Well, it's kind of worked for, I don't know, thousands of years. I would say,
it's a different age, though.
Okay, it's a different age. I would say this, but to get a lecture from a guy who told me right to the TV screen that no, the government did not read my emails, had no capacity to read my emails. Okay, that was a lie. That the IRS was not actually punishing his political enemies. Lie. I mean, I could go on and on and on. For a politician who lies, because they all do, to lecture me about fake news is just too much, no?
I don't know. Listen, I
only
have a few more days left of Barack Obama, so I'm taking it all in, and I'm going to smile about it.
Okay.
But I understand. I totally take your points, and I understand the concern about this and getting a lecture from someone about this who's, an ideologue at best, right? And he's lecturing. He is. He's going around the world and he's lecturing about it. But for you to say that you're comfortable with fake news getting posted, that's okay,
Tucker,
when you know that...
Define fake for me.
What this is about, well, you can't define fake. That's the problem. What this is about is left-leaning mainstream media blaming conservative media for losing the election, losing credibility, and losing readers. Their definition of fake news is anything that doesn't align with their leftist agenda. If you look at the blacklist of fake news sites that's being circulated by New York Magazine and others, it includes all conservative sites, and some of them are not even fake, Tucker. It includes things like Michelle Malkin's Twitchy, that's on there, Breitbart News, IJ Review. So, this is all about conservatives waging war on, liberals waging war on conservative media, and we would not be having this discussion if Hillary lost the election. We're
almost out of time. Jessica, I just want to ask you a question. Do you really trust the teenage billionaires over at Twitter to make these kind of decisions? I mean, I would think liberals would be suspicious of this level of concentration of power.
I think that they are suspicious of it fundamentally, but I think that they're more suspicious of these kinds of stories that are coming out.
Of the free exchange of ideas. Right. That's really scary.
But when you say that, it's just fake news. You can't pinpoint what it is. It's things that are a lie. Like that these protesters
were.
The jokers will always get called out. That's how the market works. Whenever I see my friends post fake news, all the comments below it are pointing out that it's fake and even making fun of the friend who posted it.
BuzzFeed did a study that there was, I think it was 9 times more engagement with fake news on Facebook than there was from the other 18 real media news outlets, right? What the New York Times.
The day we allow BuzzFeed to define what real journalism is the day that I start selling aluminum siding.
Well, I can't wait to see that happening.
Thank you so much. Jessica, Kristin, it's great to see you.
Thank you.